Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video, I'll be teaching you guys how to send email directly from Python. So firstly, before you do this, you have to have an email account, specifically a Gmail account, because this method will only work with Gmail. So now what you're going to do is log into your Gmail. You come over here and you go to manage my Google account. It should take you to this page. Now you're going to search for Let's Secure App Access. And then you're just going to leave this on. Naturally, this is meant to be off, and it will tell you that this is less secure and it makes your account vulnerable. So because of this, I created a spare account to try this out with. It's your choice. You can decide to create another account to practice this with, but in order for this method to work, you need to turn this on. So next, we're going to go to our IDE. I'm going to use Visual Studio Code for this tutorial. Now, in this tutorial, we're going to import two modules. The first module will be SMTPLIB, and the second module is going to be import OS. So now, the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to create a variable, and you'll see why we're creating the variable. So essentially, I'm doing this to make our program more interactive. So when we run this code, first of all, the program is going to ask you what is your email. Our program is going to email a response to the email you provided. So let's continue on with it. So in this example, I'm going to use environment variables because I do not want to show my password. So I'm just going to go with os environ.get, and then I'm just going to go with the name of my environment variables. So if you don't know what environment variables are, you can easily Google this. It's very easy to pick up. And then I'm going to go with this pass equals to os.environ.get, and then I'm going to do the same for password. And my environment variable for password is pass. So next, I'm going to use a context manager. So with smtplib.smtp, I'm going to go to smtp.gmail.com, and then I'm going to go with the following code. So this is what you have to type if you're going to be using Gmail. And that's why I said you need a Gmail account to perform this method, because of these codes are specific to Gmail. But if you use another email service provider, this might be the only part that might change in the code. So next, we're going to complete a context manager, and then we're going to go with SMTP. Now we're just going to go with SMTP eclo, and then we're going to go with SMTP start TLS, and finally we're going to finish with SMTP eclo. Now we're going to log in to our email. So this is basically the email that is going to be used to send a message to the email we're going to provide. So first, I'm going to provide my email in the first argument. Remember, I stored my email as an environment variable, so I'm just basically passing these variables as arguments. So first, we're going to start with the subject of the email, and it's going to be hello to you. And next, I'm going to go with the body. I'm just going to go with 3 quotation marks. So me going with 3 quotation marks essentially allows me to write the email on different lines without causing a syntax error. So I'm just going to be, Dear James, how are you doing? And then I'm done. So now I'm going to create a message variable, and I'm going to use an F string. So an F string will only work if you have Python's 3.6 version of words. Then I'm going to go with this subject. So this is going to be the subject, and then I'm going to use curly braces. Basically, with the F string, I'm just passing the subject as a variable, and then next I'm going to go with 2 escape sequence new line characters. So it's very important that you include 2 escape sequence new line characters, or else the subject and the body are just going to be joined together. So now I'm going to do that, and now it's time for us to send our mail. So I'm going to go with SMTP send mail. Then the first argument is going to be the name of our email. Our second argument is going to be your own email. Your email is this variable over here. So this is the variable that the program will ask you to reply to. And then finally, I'm going to reply with message. Message is pretty much a message, and we are good to go. So now let's run our code. So our program replies to me, enter your email. So I'm going to enter my email, and I'm just going to wait. It replies me with SMTP is not defined. So we ran into a little error here, and so I went back to look at it, and I realized that this is meant to be in small letters, not in big letters. So right now I'm just going to restart everything, and I'm just going to run my code again. And it asks me what my email is, and I'm going to go with come on. So you can see that it runs without errors. So you can see that this is the email I use for my environment variable, and you can also see this is the message I sent. And when you check the subject, you can see hello to you, hello to you. So thank you for your time.